Shut up, bitch!
So what's today's cigarette, cocky?
Hey, Mark.
Oh, fuck, faggot!
Cry me a river, dickface.
Yeah, Dawson's Creek. James Vanderbeek, my nigga.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Good morning and welcome in, folks, to a very unplanned stream here on WCBS. I have to sign books to send out for the Kickstarter, so I thought, why not do it on camera? Hang out with everybody. So, yeah, this is just a very chill hangout stream. I would like you guys to send me questions, and we'll talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. Let's see, we got that rolled up. Let's try something a little different today. Hello to Nathan. Shout out to Lord of Opossums. Good morning. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Hopefully you're doing well this morning. Here, it's not even 10 a.m. yet. It's nice, but it's kind of cool. A whopping 50 degrees here in WCBS territory. So there's the weather report here on World Class Bullshitters. Now, folks, you don't click here to listen to the weather. You click here to listen to some World Class BS. And so let's give you some right now. And let's try a little background music to make this thing feel a little more, I don't know, together. Can we hear that? Is it too loud? I don't really hear anything on my end. We'll keep it super low. So, what are we up to? Hello, Mike McCollum 5832. Good morning. So like I said, folks, we're drinking coffee, we're signing, stealing solos, talking about life, the weather, whatever you want to talk about here on WCBS. Now, tonight we're going to have our normal show, and everything's going to be great like that. But Tuesday, Script Doctor, as well as Aaron and Andrew, all had work to do, and I've been taking care of stuff behind the scenes. We can count this as a good morning pop culture. Oh, hold on. Good morning, pop culture. We are live. It is Thursday, May 14th, 2026. It's 9:44 a.m., and it's time to party here on the epitome of pop culture. Or, as we're sometimes called, what was it, the People's Republic of Pop Culture? That was what you guys called it for a while. So, there you go, folks. We keep all of our old names, all the classic jokes, all the world-class elements of the channel. But I'm going to start signing some books as we start talking about stuff. So, Stealing Solo is here. There are two variations you're going to see me sign, but they're the same book. So, we have this blue one's the A cover, and this one is the B cover, and it lines up with the original Stealing Solo. It even has a unique toy ad with all new action figures on the back. So you'll notice, too, that we have UPC codes and some other things. We're taking this to the next level, folks. I haven't really made those announcements because I'm still a one-man operation. So building a website last week took a whole day, but we got things moving in the right direction. Also, too, if you want to move in the right direction, folks, it's real easy. Scan this QR code right here on screen, and that'll take you directly to stealingsolo.com, where you can get this book, the original Wokebusters, all cover versions are available now, as well as the print that is signed mostly by the WCBS crew. We are very aware of the joke on that one, so make sure you read the description. But it's a beautiful 11x17 print on really high quality cardstock, and it features the full wraparound cover, because this isn't just that. This one's the wraparound cover, and so, you know, it looks like that when you get it. So I wish this lighting was better to show you the vibrancy of the colors and the quality of the print. We even have one of those special scores right here on the spine, so your book won't rip apart after you read it 10, 20, 100 times. I know how many times you guys read Stealing Solo, so I made sure to keep your copy safe in the sequel. Shout out to Libra Wolf. Good morning. There's Caffeinated Wolf. He says, you know what would be hilarious? A Stealing Solo coffee mug that recreates the blue milk scene from The Last Jedi. Did you read this? Because there's like a... Where are we at? there might be some blue milk action in this book, so we're not going to spoil Stealing Solo for anybody here. But I do have an idea for a Stealing Solo beer glass. It's going to be the back of the glass is going to have the Stealing Solo logo, or the drawing of the blue cover, and then I'd have the logo put on the front, so it would create like a 3D effect. So when you're looking at it, it looks like the comic book cover's floating, and then as you have your beer or your liquid, it kind of blocks it out and fully returns. I'm thinking about all this stuff, okay, folks? We're keeping everything next level, or as they say on the channel, world class. So there we go. 26. Now, what's the topic for today, folks? I'm going to let you guys in the chat dictate it. I know more people are rolling in. This was unplanned and impromptu, so those are the best things in life. But I'm going to let you guys pick some topics because, you know, that's what we do around here. Take a sip of coffee. What do I got this morning? Dark roast from Starbucks and an amazing Spider-Man mug with artwork by John Romita. You know, he's my favorite for a reason. You know what? In honor of John Romita, let's sign this book like John Romita. Best wishes. Folks, if you ever get a best wishes autograph or signing from me, just know that's who I'm tuning into, my inner John Romita. That, and I'm always working on getting cleaner ink lines, but you guys don't care about that stuff, do you? If you do, follow me on Instagram and I'll start sharing some more stuff. All right, no new questions. Wake up, folks. Let's get some questions in the chat today. Oh, there's the music. How's that sounding? Let's turn it down even more. Maybe just like a background. Ooh, yeah. You know, it's perfect to have a Speedster branded coffee mug because, well, if you drink enough coffee, you'll be moving like the speed of a speedster. I always think of George of the Jungle when he finally discovers coffee and he's like, Java, 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 and he gets all obsessed with it. I love that movie. All right. RJ McCready, you are correct. The only thing better than watching this stream and drinking coffee is survival in the Antarctic from monsters from another world. I'm glad you survived, man. I knew Childs was the thing the entire time. You know, folks, one of the things I'm working on in the back of my mind is I don't want to call it an ode to John Carpenter, but I have an action story idea. And it's very much inspired by that type of grittier John Carpenter style and aesthetic. By the way, Stealing Solo 3 is going to be very gritty. Stealing Solo 2 is a nice, clean story for a reason. And I don't mean the content. I mean the artwork is very clean and crisp. But the third one, you'll find out in the future. Because I keep remembering something. Just because this is here doesn't mean Stealing Solo 2 is done. It really hasn't begun. This was only for a handful of the early backers who now will have their books. But Stealing Solo is a worldwide phenomenon, so let's make Stealing Solo 2 a worldwide phenomenon. I've already been preparing international orders here at WCBS headquarters as well. A lot of people from around the globe are excited to get in on part 2 of the story. And so if you're thinking about it right now is the perfect time to scan the QR code. Hail to the Breadman 904. What is up, my friend? What is up? Long-time listener, too, man. We hung out in, 2019 before the world changed? Horror Hound was a lot of fun. I went back this year to Horror Hound, and I had a great time. It made me happy to realize I still have a lot of friends in the con circuit. Now, I made sure on this one, too, to preserve that Star Wars parody effect. What's the first thing you see in Star Wars? A long time ago, right? So instead of giving you guys a title page like with Wokebusters or the Phantom Menace edition of Stealing Solo 1, I wanted I wanted to make sure I maintained that that little crossover. So you get that, and then like in Star Wars, you're hit with the logo. And so there you are. And there's the credits page and the people who helped make this book a possibility. And so, I'm excited to share it with you. There's all kinds of extra goodies at Stealing Solo too. Hello to Off-Worlder. What world are you from? Or are you just off this world in orbit? Do we get good service in orbit? Let me know. All right. This is going to take me a while to sign books because I am talking to you guys. That is my true calling in life, to bullshit with the audience. Now, another thing, too, is I put the date of when I signed these books. So in the future, people will know when you got the original printing. Let's see. It's classified. Okay, hey. The fact that we reach the upper echelon in the security world makes me feel even more world-class. So you keep your secrets, I'll keep mine. We'll talk about where the bodies are buried another day. Ooh, that's a great question. Any game that I quit playing as a kid and picked up as an adult? Let me tell you a few stories about something similar. So even though I was a kid when I started the game and finished the game, I had a situation with Halo 2 where I got to a certain point, I stopped playing it, and then I picked it back up months later, only to find out I was on the last level the entire time, and I didn't realize it. So I literally played it for 5 to 7 minutes, did the thing. It was like the last checkpoint too. And then I was like, oh, that's Halo 2. Great. Bought 3, loved it. I'm trying to think. If video games could have been a profession when I was a kid, I would have been that kid pro gamer. It's like in that 21 Jump Street scene when he's talking about we're born in the wrong generation. If I was born like a generation later, all the shit I was good at as a kid was monetizable. So I could have been, I Show Speed of 1999 because I was good at GoldenEye. I was good at Nintendo games. I read all the manuals and they told you how to play the games. Plus, I was intuitive and could pick up shit. Like when it came to wrestling games, I know how to not screen grab. That's the wrong word. I know how to count the frames. So like when you're about to hit me, I know how close I am to reversing and this and that. And that kind of ties into what I wanted to say, Breadman, is I got back into playing a game from when I was a kid the other day. So folks, I do not enjoy the 2026 price squeeze on everything. Collectibles, food, gas, gaming, all that stuff. And, obviously food's the most important part. So what I've been doing to intentionally not feel the squeeze is I have been playing old games, retro games on my emulators. So I've been emulating some old PS2, and I've been playing WWE, SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, and I've been modding the shit out of it in terms of graphics, not modding, upscaling everything. So I got it running in 4K, and I'm playing this game, enjoying the graphics, and I'm starting to really get into the gameplay and discovering new things 23 years later. So the fact that I'm playing an old game going, oh, this is how you master the reversal system, or, oh, this is how you go ahead and do this or that. I'm enjoying it with like new eyes, and I'm having more fun with it than I would the optimized DLC packed 2K26. Okay. Let's get a new marker out. This one's starting to feel a little, well, what's the opposite of a Sharpie? A flatty? Whatever. Red's still a good color. It's the color of the book. You notice I'll get an original Stealing Solo out in a little bit. There we go. Don't want to tilt the camera too much. There's nothing over here. Just a wall. Okay. Let's see. What am I using for my PS2? Was it PCX or PCXS2? I also got Duck Station running PlayStation 1 in 4K, and it's reinterpolating that's the right word, right? It reinterpolates the math or some dumb shit like that, and it basically takes the old jittery graphics and it cleans them up. It redoes the perspective, and you can even replace textures. But I got Metal Gear Solid running at 4K, 16:9, it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I got all the cheats on because I'm trying to speed run the game and see how long it would take me, but it's great. I'm having a great time with it. Double lines. I don't know why. That's the beauty of being an artist. Sometimes you're feeling things and you change it up on the fly. Except when you're telling a story. That's when I am very strict about what I do here in the art world. There we go. Ooh, somebody has an arcade in their home. I am jealous. You know, there's an option where I can deliver this book to you, and I'll deliver it and we'll play video games for hours. Sound like a fair trade-off? You got the Star Wars arcade machine. I'm a little jealous. I do love that it reenacts the Battle of Yavin, like the ending with the music and everything. For 1982, it's an incredible piece of technology. There we go. Let's see. What else are we talking about in the chat? Oh, arcade one-up games. Yeah, those are awesome. I have an arcade one-up. I don't have the space for it. I need to sell through this print run so I can move into a bigger place so I can store the rest of my inventory. But when I do have the bigger space, I have one of those projector one-up arcade machines. This is not a plug because they do not sponsor the channel, but I bought it at Ollie's for pennies on the dollar. And so I got it comes with like asteroids and Pac-Man and all that stuff. But I think it was like a $300 machine that I got for 65 to 75 bucks. So I know how to find a bargain no matter what the economy is. Andrew, I am reading all of your messages about the emulation. Sorry, folks, if sometimes I'm dealing with a camera. I got a messed up tripod. Alien vs. Predator. That game is awesome. Forza Clan. You damn right it is. Adama, have a great day at work, man. Be safe out there, brother. We'll catch you on the live stream at nighttime. The Disco Dev. What is up, man? Life is great. We got the new book. Mom's health is better. I can't complain about anything. So I am very happy. And you will have your new WCBS video series ready for tomorrow, because I didn't just want to make you guys a regular video with a different intro. I have a new series, much like how Ollie's is a series, Destined for Ollie's is a series as well, and a couple other things. I wanted to give the non-toy people an evergreen series that I think is fun, and I'm very excited to bring to you. And I will tell you more about it when it launches, because I don't want to build it up, but you've seen a preview of some of the stuff if you follow us over on Twitter. By the way, folks, we're not alone. We have Darth Vader's disembodied charged phallus. Yeah, that's a real toy sent in by a listener. Hold on, I have some light. Ooh, that's too harsh of light. There we go. Can you see him? Yes, folks, we keep everything you guys send us. In the closet over there, I have a case of Jones Soda featuring the WCBS crew from our friend Dixon Cider. So, all this stuff is awesome. I actually have another... One listener sent me like cases of toys. I have like entire toy lines because of this dude. Salvador, shout out to him. I love it. I just don't know where to put it. But I'm going to be turning it into something for you guys to watch very soon. By the way, folks, if you're interested in the production of the book I'm signing, if you follow us on the shorts and look up our WCBS Reels, I have a couple that feature me drawing these pages and inking them as well. So if you like the whole production process, I have some of that documented. Yeah, share the link to your arcade room, man. I appreciate you asking, but go ahead, man. Like, I want to check it out, too. It's something I can check out when we get off air. Clone Geek, that's why I never use the bathroom at Ollie's, man. It's not the world's cleanest place, but it is good stuff cheap, including everything that goes into the store. Sorry, I actually do like that store, but just being honest. However, if they'd like to sponsor me as literally the person who's brought more awareness to their store existing than anyone on the planet, like, there are going to be a couple things I'm known for in the history book, and bringing awareness to Ollie's in lands like the Netherlands and Nova Scotia. People be like, oh, what's this Ollie's place? Oh, I learned about it from World Class Bullshitters. At least you remembered. No, John, I appreciate that, though. Oh, Andrew, it feels great to have the book in hand. The only problem was, and it really wasn't a problem, I told you guys that I actually got the books. I got the first promo box like a month ago. There was a delay, but every backer got that email, and we've talked about it. God, that was like 4 updates ago. But I'll tell you this. Let me walk you through it. So this isn't the very first copy, but I opened up this version first, and I had never done a wraparound, so I was really excited. And the color is very vibrant, and it's like very clean. You can see every little line in detail, so I'm very happy. You can also see the reflection of the lights where I'm at. But it was exciting. I flipped through the book. I checked out everything in it. And, you know, when you make these things, you've read through them a couple times, but it's so cool to see them when you get them like that. So it was exciting. It's also nice because I've done it a couple times, but it still never loses its luster. Like when Wokebusters was probably the one I was the happiest to get in hand, because that was a journey and a half to get through. That was tied in together with a lot of stuff in life, but that was the physical representation of that all being done. And so that was probably my favorite book to get in my hands, because it was the hardest thing to get through. But Stealing Solo 2, I was very inspired on this book. It came together not quickly. It just, I kind of knew where I wanted to take this story. And I've been seeing Stealing Solo as this epic trilogy of parody. I don't think that kind of stuff really exists. So I wanted to kind of carve out my niche too, because I'm going to bring you guys superheroes and other comics. And I also do all the business elements. So I have run the numbers of what it would take to bring you guys quarterly superhero books and these kind of graphic novels once a year and stuff. So I'm kind of lined up. And I know you guys like this stuff because I see what you say on the website. And you're going to get more from me. And I'm really excited to bring more. I draw every damn day. I'm also experimenting with, if I do a hero, does he have to be human? You know, I love some of those 90s characters. And I also love drawing monsters and big hulking beasts. So I just might go that route. Not necessarily Savage Dragon, but, you know, maybe like a Concrete or a Ranks Xerox or other things you might not know of. But you should definitely check out because they're cool and weird. More Concrete than Ranks Xerox. That's just for the art, not the story. There's a layer of dirt you can see at my Ollie's. You know, folks, I changed the color settings on the videos so you don't have to see the smog at Ollie's. It's like being in LA mid-August. Hot and disappointing. Let's see. We're getting great. I'd never heard of Ollie's before. I was just in Ollie's this week. Their graphic novel section is not good. So the Disco Dev, I know that people use our videos to find out what's popular and what sells. And I don't mean just people at Ollie's. I mean like other collectors, because I'm a collector. And really what I want to do is help you guys find a good deal. Like I am also guilty of why some of these Ollie's books don't stick around. Not because I'm hoarding them, but like I wanted a copy of the Fantastic Four Marvel Masterworks for $16.99, originally $75. Like, why wouldn't I want to get those deals? But DC overproduced a lot of their crap, and it's a lot of New 52, a lot of Rebirth, and a lot of shitty random Marvel books like She-Hulk, Captain Marvel. Like the stuff that you guys think wouldn't sell is still at Ollie's. I just do not show it. Whoa! We had a giant super chat from our friend Rod Thunderheart. Thank you. Good morning. Rod says, "Hail, Jeff. You weren't on this week. That's okay. I'll get the inaugural Rod rant done today. You know what? I'm going to come up with an original story for See Through Love, the comic, since it's such a different medium. I want to pique the STL interest." Well, Rod, I think based on what you have built in terms of a personality and persona, I think your comic's going to be very successful, because some of the stuff you've talked about, I visualized in my head. So I think, what would I give you as a random idea? So the See Through Love comic, you could do it almost, you know, what might work is like a Love and Rockets style, like the Brothers Hernandez, very clean, romantic. Honestly, it's just called romance comics. Like, you could do it as a romance comic. But like, I could see the visual. You could do it as a joke. Like, you could see this guy looking. I don't want to spoil, because when they're holding each other, you could have like a visualization of him looking at her, or her looking at him and not being there. You get what I'm saying? Like, it could be a really funny gag. Rod, we'll workshop stuff out. I'm just drinking coffee, so I'm getting my day started. But I'll give you a more in-depth version in just a moment. But folks, we always talk about supporting independent creators. Rod's a friend of the channel. I have backed See Through Love. It's the hardback edition too. So he's an author out of Friesen. Well, he's an author who's published by Friesen Press. So if you guys read through Stealing Solo 2 like 92 times and you want a break, well, See Through Love is definitely a good Stealing Solo follow-up. Okay, now let's see what everybody's been saying. Yes, thank you again to Rod. The chat was very surprised by that one. I forgot something, folks. Here on this channel, when $50 rolls in, it doesn't just trigger a thank you and eternal gratitude. It triggers some math.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning, because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 2/3%, I got 141 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice.
Rod Thunderheart, thank you very much for your generosity, man. And somebody in the chat was talking about your truck driving days. That's what dude, you should become like the modern day Jack Burton, like straight up, okay? Like, create a character, stuff like that. The road is endless, because I want to do an adventure style character too, but with more of a little sci-fi flair. There's an NASCAR driver that's sponsored by Ollie's. Good stuff, cheap. It makes sense. It makes sense. Maybe I'll pick up one of those race cars and give it to Kendo's kid and tell him that Ross Chastain now races for Ollie's Racing. That'll definitely get him excited. So, what was that? Good morning to the Master Marlboros. How you doing, my friend? Welcome to a surprise Good Morning Pop Culture, where I'm drinking coffee, signing books, and talking about life. But I'm not alone. I'm here with our old pal, Darth Vader's disembodied Chard Phallus. I love this stuff. So let's see. Somebody was asking about movies. Where did that go? It was similar to the other question. It is sad about Dion not being able to understand Independence Day. Folks, this year we have a 30-year retrospective of Independence Day we're making. but we're doing it a little differently. Also, it's going to line up our new regular series that's in production. We'll have a very special episode about one Will Smith that ties in with the theme of the series. But I want you guys to watch the first one. It's about J.J. Abrams, but this is not a geek culture exclusive video series, and it's not anything tied to Star Wars. But I want you guys, there's a reason why we're starting with J.J. Abrams, and we're going to be able to cover people, movies, events, merchandise, and everything all in this one new series. I have sent the guys the graphics. It's pretty exciting. I don't think I've ever put this much effort into a video series in terms of just like little elements. So I hope you guys check it out. Folks, also too, if you guys want to get remarks and stuff, I will offer that down the road. This book, this campaign, I didn't even really think to do the remark element, but a lot of you guys liked it. So when I was fulfilling this, I was like, wait, there's something I'm not doing. I'm like, oh yeah, the little drawings. But maybe I can offer like a remark bookmark, or I do a little drawing on a Stealing Solo bookmark for you. Maybe I'll get those printed up. Let's see. Any TV shows you remember watching as a kid and refound as an adult? Oh my God. So you were rewatching Supermarket Sweep as well. Let me tell you about my own personal level of hell called David Ruprecht. He is the man who hosted Supermarket Sweep. And I got into a Supermarket Sweep hellhole where I was like watching it on loop because, you know, I was helping my mom out and stuff, and she has it on, and she's just like sitting there and watching it and watching it and watching it. And I'm like, Mom, don't you want to watch anything else? She's like, no, I'm just, I'm enjoying it. That was like a couple days, and then she goes, these kind of loop a lot. And then it got to the point where she's like, I've seen this one, and then we just turned off Supermarket Sweep forever. But I did go down that rabbit hole, and it was a nightmare. But all joking aside, Bread Man, I liked shows I've gone back to rewatch. Right before I was leaving California, I went through that 70s show again. I used to love that show, and then I rewatched it, and I still do love it. It falls off quickly, and Donna is a really bad person, and the writers really write her as the justified moral center of the story, when in reality, Eric is the good-hearted doofus. But long story short, they made Donna's parents' breakup reflect on her, and when you watch it and she dumps on Eric, the show isn't really funny, it's depressing. So the first season doesn't have that. Once it gets a little later and Eric and Donna are serious, Donna's just a really bad character. So sorry to Laura Prepon, you're a good actor, but whoever wrote you, that's my take. But I guess that's like real life. But it's also a TV show, so I'm trying to look for some fun. Jesus, Rod, thank you very much. Hold on, folks. Let's get this one pulled up on screen. Rod Thunderheart, thank you, Rod. He says, hail, Jeff. I'm going to buy Stealing Solo 2 today. Actually, Jules Brothers is a truck driver allowing his... Let me read it. Jules' brother is a truck driver allowing to inject the truck experience in. Later, he's going to disappear and his truck is crashed into the sea can busted open. And his truck is crashed with sea can busted open. His truck was traveling in the mountains with a free energy device. Okay, so truck driving action on the road. You don't know this, Rod. I had a stepdad who was a truck driver. So in the 90s, I saw every state in the contiguous 48 because of that. So I have a lot of truck experiences, like that episode of King of the Hill with the truck driver, or the Christmas one, where they have to take the stuff to Hank's mom. All the truck driving stuff is very funny to me. Same thing with Big Trouble in Little China. That's why I always talk about that movie so fondly. Not that I watched it as a kid. I discovered it as an adult. But the truck driving stuff always works well for me. Like, was that BJ and the Bear and all that shit? I'll go back and watch old episodes and stuff like that. Or, what's that Swayze movie? Black Dog? Or the one with the killer semi-truck. That's pretty cool, too. Not Maximum Overdrive. The other one with Kurt Russell where it's chasing him down. Like, I'm all about truck driving action. So when you said about the truck crash too, it reminded me of anybody heard of the band Iron Butterfly? Before my time too, but their drummer was driving his van and crashed like off a ravine and disappeared. They didn't find it for like 20 years. It was the weirdest mystery story ever. People think he was like tied to government something. Look it up if you like those types of stories. It's crazy. Well, folks, I am signing in red right now in honor of Rod Thunderheart. Thank you very much, Rod. Now, maybe that's why I like Han Solo so much as a kid, too. Like, it was a space truck, you know? Instead of carrying furniture to Arizona or sausage to a meat processing plant in Chicago, which is what we did, he's carrying spice from Kessel. Who knows? Maybe that's why he dropped it at the first sight of an Imperial cruiser. There we go. Also, too, folks, if you buy from stealingsolo.com, you can get personalized, or you can get your book signed too, if you just write it in the thing. I believe we have an option. If not, I will add that later today. But thank you to everybody who backed us on the Kickstarter campaign. You guys made this print run a possibility. You got the book home, and now we're able to take Stealing Solo and its sequel and Woke Busters out into the world. Like I said, we are official. That is real. That's not printed on as a parody. That's not. So we are in the index. Also, too, I have a new parody logo on part 2. You have to look at it. I wanted to keep it a little closer to the Star Wars size. But if you're a Star Wars fan and you had the old toys back in the day, you remember that General Mills LP long play logo. And so to keep in the spirit of Star Wars toys, I have a parody LP long play logo next to the WCBS Kenner style logo as well. So you guys can check out all the little bonuses that make one of my books my book. So, Rod, what I'm thinking is, honestly, I'll give you the same advice through an email as I would here. So let me email it to you, because if you're looking for some ways to make See-Through Love stand out, I'd be able to better help you just by shooting you an email. So email me info@worldclassbullshitters.com and just say, yo, Jeff, it's Rod Thunderheart, and we'll start talking, because I want to see you succeed, man. I want to see everybody succeed. Actually, I know there's a lot of you watching. I want to see all you go out and make a book, draw a comic, do something, put it out there. I'll back it. I want to see what you guys can do. That's, in the beginning of what we were all doing on YouTube, it was the commentary economy. We'd talk about stuff, we'd make videos, we'd have fun with it, we'd give you guys these live streams. But then we started evolving into making stuff. And I think that is much more permanent than, a great video that everybody watched on Captain Marvel or Star Trek or something. Those are great to make and they're never going away. But I wanted to do even more stuff because it's fun. It's very satisfying. Andrew in the chat was talking about, how does it feel to get this stuff in your hand? It's really cool to just see something you made mass produced, like it stands up along any book that's going to be out there. So I recommend everybody try it at least once. It's a very satisfying thing. And if you need any advice, on where to go or how much things should cost, always ask people. You can even ask some dude who's clearly world class. He can help make it happen too. Thank you, Jettison Guy 257. It is always exciting to see these bad boys in print physically here, and this even has a nice printed spine as well. Remember, folks, we are always world class. You get high quality glossy covers. None of that paper on the inside. That's the same as the paper on the outside type of thing. And then we use nice thick paper so you can read these books 10 times. I would always recommend that you keep your hands nice and clean when you read a comic. But, this paper I would not recommend it, but if Cheeto dust slightly touches something, before there's moisture introduced, you could just blow it off. So, like I say, keep the food away from all the comics, but you know what to do. Anyway, let me pull out these books. I'm going on randomly about stuff as I try to do other things. Makes me appreciate my co-hosts even that much more. Get those. Now, in case anyone's wondering how long we're going to stream for, as long as the questions are rolling in, there are a lot of books to sign. Now, there is a pallet in my living room of books that are here. So I don't think we're going to be signing that many cases today on the air, because I'm getting to a point where pretty much, hold on. After this box, I think I'll need to sign maybe one more of each, and then I can finally send out everybody's stuff. So I will be taking care of that. Everybody will get notification emails about when they go out. And if you have any questions, well, just see the updates from the Kickstarter. You guys have been getting those for quite a while now, so I like to keep you up to date. And it's better than trying to do it on Twitter or use something WCBS publicly, because you might miss it, thanks to the algorithm not being responsible or reliable. Clone Geek, that's why you're world class, man. Thank you, Jettison. That's some world-class spine action. On this one, it has it too, and it's different. It's down here because this is a wraparound cover, like I said. And I like uniformity, but I also like the art. So, as you can see, this mountain range wraps around the back. And so we kind of just hide the spine in the mountain range. That way we don't have more glaring floating text. But both of these covers are cool. This the other one was my favorite when I made it, and then I see this one in person and I'm like, oh, cool. So I don't know. All I can tell you is this. People ask me, how does it feel? It feels good. Life is good. So thank you guys for making it happen. You can see my bathrobe. Yes, I am like the dude of comic books. I also have the same name as the dude, Jeff. So why not copy my brethren? All right, let's see what is going on in the chat. Am I still hyped for 007 First Light? Yes. Yeah, I'm going to... Oh, shit, that comes out, what, next week? I can stream on Twitch without being on camera. And it's not because I don't want to be seen. It's because I moved 3 years ago from California. I still have not placed my capture card in my storage. So I can stream directly from the Xbox with this microphone. So you'll be able to hear me in good quality and we'll play the game. If the Xbox is updated to where my cam will work directly being plugged into the Xbox, then I'll be on camera. And it'll be... Maybe I'll green screen this. I'd like to do more gaming stuff just for fun. Obviously, it's not going to be replacing anything on the channel, but that would be a lot of fun. Also, too, you're definitely going to want to watch a James Bond game video with me because I love me some James Bond. You can call me a Bond expert if you'd like to. Rod Thunderheart, thank you again, man. Rod, I appreciate you, brother. These Rod rants are very generous, man. Yes, it is awesome to look at every book and know I did that. Know what? Hearing you want everyone to succeed reminds me of George Westinghouse. Excuse me. Heard of him? Truckers thank him as the air brake inventor. I'll send you his story. Dude, the air brakes, like... Okay, so there was like the air hydraulic system that had the truck seats, or that lifted the truck seats, and I played with those. And once I learned that some of the brake system was similar, I became fascinated by the hydraulic stuff. And then obviously, being the age I am, everybody wanted hydraulic systems on your car. And so I always just tie everything back to that. I like cars and shit way more than I let on. I only have a Jeep. So it's not like I can go take you to some badass garage and say, hey, check out my collection of cars. You know, earlier in the channel history, it was a Jetta wagon. See, that was the joke originally in Wokebusters was the car, if you look at some of the early production images, if you backed it early, the original Wokebusters car was my actual car. I thought it was really funny that we were so poor that we, couldn't even afford anything besides the car we were using. But then I wanted to keep up with the Ghostbusters imagery, so I got us a vehicle. Also, too, because I wrote the scene about only the white guy could get a bank loan, I feel like the joke just worked better anyway. So, of course, we can have a Wokebusters mobile. Let's put these over here. This is in the wrong place. There we go. Now you can see more of it. Rod, whenever I also see those ramps on the side of the highway, those sand ones for stopping, I always think back to my trucking experience. My buddy, who has helped me on some of the production of stuff you guys have from Wokebusters, is a trucker. And he owns his own truck, and he will call me sometimes on the road if I'm not recording, and we'll just, shoot the shit. But he'll tell me some trucker stories. His are mostly like, yeah, man, I was stuck in Baton Rouge for 6 hours, so I got some boudin balls and hung out and waited. And then some guy sideswiped my truck, and I almost had to kick his ass. Like, just stories like that. They're never crazy like, oh, man, I saw, Bigfoot on the side of the road. I actually was thinking of a story from something I saw on the road, but I was way too young to see it, so I'm not going to talk. People do weird shit in their car. That's all I'll say. Yeah, my pen slipped. We're not going to send that one out. That's a promo copy. All right. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to Rod Thunderheart. Rod, thank you very much again, brother. I appreciate all you do for us, man. But you've been around for a long time. So it's been a long time that we've been hanging out here on the internet. One day, you, me, and Script Doctor are going to... Well, we'll bring Kendo, too, since he's a very happy pro-Canadian guy in terms of his entertainment. We'll bring Kendo along, and we'll explore the wonderful land that is Canada. Now, I expect everybody to be happy and smelling of maple syrup. I'm just joking. I don't expect that at all. Robot Shlomo, what is up? Another long-time friend of the channel. Man, how you doing? Shoot me a text. We got to catch up. I've just been, for the last couple years, I've been that busy with shit. Now things have finally slowed down. Let's see. As much as I'm looking forward to playing this 007 game made by the Hitman developers, I'm waiting for a deep discount. So I didn't mean to buy it. When I was doing business itemizing for taxes, I noticed a purchase was made, and I went, what was $129 from Xbox? I must have been scammed or hacked. And then I read the byline, literally says 007. I went, oh, I must have bought that. So I logged into the Xbox app on the computer real quick, and I saw that the game was purchased, and I went, well, hold on a second. Somebody still might be trying to scam me. So I hit download to console, and then I turned on the Xbox, and it's there. It's like, we know you're excited to play this game, but it's not available until May 29th. So I was like, okay, I made the purchase. I can live with that. I didn't want to buy all the digital deluxe shit, but I did by mistake. So here we go, folks. You're going to see the deluxe version of James Bond. The only thing that I hate, though, is I didn't want to feed the beast of the stupid DLC. That was a mistake I made by not reading, I guess, or maybe I don't drink by myself. I just don't know how I made that mistake. That's the thing. I really don't know how I made that mistake because, even in the early channel days, I would call Dion and we get on Skype and hang out and maybe have a beer. Same with Nick and Kendo. We would do that off air quite a bit, but never. I don't know how I made that mistake. Let's see. Off-worlder, you can check out the stream I'll do, and I'll let you guys know. I'm going to be looking at it from a couple standpoints. One, is it fun? If the answer is yes, then that's, why you play video games. Two, does James Bond get done dirty or done well? I care more about that than if M's black and Moneypenny's black and Q's Indian or something like that. Like, yeah, do I want it to be Desmond Llewellyn and Bernard Lee and Sean Connery and Lois Maxwell? Yes, I do. Or do I want it to be Pierce Brosnan and Judi Dench and Samantha Bond and Colin Robinson? Colin Salmon? What was the fuck? I forgot his name. That guy. He's in Resident Evil. I wish it was the other thing. You know what I would love for this game? Is if they would just spend the money and get you skins of all the Bonds. Like, I don't care if I'm playing through this game as 40-year-old Sean Connery. I'm still playing it as Sean Connery. Like, I think that's what people fail to realize. It's beyond just, representing James Bond. The actors that play Bond they have so much charisma, unless you're Daniel Craig, then you're a charisma vacuum. But I'm not going to spend my time venting over Daniel Craig. It's a positive day, a world-class day here on the channel. It is very hard to not press down with my hand as I write, because I do not want to fold that. Let's see. First light stream, book us in for 007 reasons. The Book of Boba Truckee could be an epilogue to Stealing Solo 3. I love it. So like I told you guys on a stream, Stealing Solo 3 exists already. It's just not ready to be talked about. It's not really written. It's just outlined. And the final action scene. Okay, so you guys know about that line in the Dark Knight Escalation. They buy body armor, we get body armor, they buy armor-piercing rounds, that line. So I use that as an inspiration for everything in my storytelling, because it's just escalation is what makes it interesting. So this escalates from part one in an incredible way. Yes, there's a kidnapping. Yes, people are forced to remake movies against their will. But Mark Hamill is a lot more unhinged than Harrison Ford was. So I want you guys to know how much escalation comes to this project. But also, too, Stealing Solo 3 gets to do my favorite storytelling device in movies. The sequel that picks up literally right after the one left off. So, be prepared for this book. It is bigger in every way than you think. I have heard of My Hero Academia. One of you guys sent me a bunch of it, and I checked out the book. I don't have any of the figures or anything from it, but I am well aware of the story. That and One Piece, everyone's like, dude, you got to check these out. You're behind. So I did check them out, and now I'm no longer behind. Have I played the Left 4 Dead games? Oh, only all of them. I don't have that many games on this PC, but I got Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I love Left 4 Dead. I even got a mod for it where you can force multiplayer split screen on the first one. Yeah, one of them I have that installed. So it's great. Because when I first bought this computer, I knew I was going on a trip over the summer. It was the summer of Loudy's wedding. 2021, folks. It was originally supposed to be 2022. No, 2020. I have the original Louderback wedding invitation that says July of 2020. Then the world shut down for reasons we don't want to talk about anymore, and I went the following year. But I knew that I was going to be doing a lot of traveling. There's also going to be a road trip from essentially Philadelphia to California, and then obviously a 2-week detour in Cincinnati. But I wanted to make sure I had some games. So I went ahead and I bought Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 and got it pre-installed, got some new Xbox controllers to take this bad boy with me, and I was loaded up. Played through it, still love it. My friend gave me one of those ROG Ally handhelds as a gift, and I got it downloaded on that too. When I went to see Nick for Dragon Con, I'm sitting in the airport playing Left 4 Dead 2. Love that game. We had it in college. It was my buddy Toph. The way we worked is we both had 360s, and we both had like Halo and Gears and all those games. No, he didn't have. Well, he had Halo, but certain games he would buy and I would buy, and we would just, his room would be the Left 4 Dead room. My room would be wrestling or whatever we were playing. And so that's how we gamed. So I never owned Left 4 Dead 1 or 2, but we played the hell out of them. There we go. Cliff, I'm glad you found Ollies for your kids. Look, I know how much shit is. If you can go get your kid action figures for like, they were $20 and now they're $7.99. I mean, the way my mom would do it is if we went to like Big Lots and they had a great deal on something, she'd be like, oh, honey, you know, she'd basically let me get the amount. So let's say it was like something was $10. If I could get it at Big Lots for $5, she'd let me get 2 things to equal the same amount of money. So I don't know how mom economy worked or mom math. It didn't. It was just here. But I love those types of stores because as a kid, you know, you go to the store and get Batman or something really cool. And then as you're, you know, on your way back, you go through the dollar store, Big Lots, and something from Resident Evil is like $3. So you get that too, and you take it home, and Batman fights a monster alongside Leon Kennedy. Good times. You want a Ceiling Solo side quest for what Dion was doing in part 1? I will include something along those lines. There will definitely be some closeout material in the future for Stealing Solo. Because the finale, like I said, is in production right now. So I'm always down to have some more fun with that. Harrison Ford is always stoned. I should have wrote more of that into the comic. I think Mark Hamill had a... Okay, well... Mark Hamill did have a mental breakdown when he got the Last Jedi script. So there you go. I'm zombie gamed out. Yeah, me too, man. I just play Left 4 Dead because it's still fun, but I don't want anything new zombies. It got too serious, and like, I understand that zombies have always been used as an allegory for something, and I'm not even complaining about that. I'm just like, I want fun games like Left 4 Dead or Dead Rising, not like Call of Duty Zombies where it's all stern and serious and it's just a fight for survival, you know? That was the biggest mistake in terms of or biggest missed opportunity for me was the original Dead Rising. I bought an Xbox 360 for that game. I also got Saints Row, Splinter Cell, and like a mech game. And every game I bought was varying degrees of okay, except Saints Row. It was awesome. I did not like Dead Rising saving mechanic, so I stopped playing it rather quickly. Also, too, I am a GTA diehard. I just don't like GTA Online, so you never hear me talk about it. But all the games, dude, I have the cheat codes muscle memorized. I've been playing it on my emulator. I use an Xbox controller because, you know, why not? Why buy more shit when you don't have to? But I just remember every code. Just there comes a helicopter. Hey, here's a jet. Here's a jet pack. Like, I don't play San Andreas normally. And I also have the Vice City and, well, Vice City cheats are the same, but I also have the GTA 3 cheats kind of memorized as well. So I never play those games clean. What? Here's the thing. You're playing a game as a criminal who's doing underhanded, dirty stuff the entire game. Why not, as a player, make it more immersive and cheat because they're trying to cheat the system by stealing? So I'm cheating the gaming system by stealing away effort, making it fun. So I feel it makes it even more difficult that way. I don't think I've ever laughed harder in video games as when I'm like doing a rampage in Grand Theft Auto 3 with the fire truck. Loudy did think that Philadelphia was a romantic city. Having been there under the love sign, I can tell you the smell of cheesesteak off in the distance will make you focus on hunger more than love. But I've had a lot of fun in that city. A lot of food, too. So I was very pro Darth Maul Shadow Lord for the first 2 episodes, and then I just stopped watching it because I got sidetracked. So I don't dislike it. But I also haven't had the urge to go back and watch it. For example, I can't not watch The Boys. I'm really into this season. It's interesting. I get it that it's a little on the nose for people. I think they pulled it back quite a bit in different ways, and they've made the story interesting along with it. But I don't care. You know, I'm just trying to watch something entertaining, because if it's not AI slop, it's brain rot or something on YouTube that gets funneled down the algorithm towards me. So, you know, I like what I'm watching, and I'm excited to see how it ends. We got, 3 episodes left? I won't talk about anything or give spoilers because you might be watching it, and I don't want to be that guy. But if you have watched it, let me know what you think this season. I also started rewatching The Tick yesterday when I was on the bike, and I forgot what superhero shows were like outside of Disney. It was really refreshing. It's cheesy. It's funny. I love Peter Serafinowicz, the real Darth Maul. That's Darth Maul to me, not Sam Witwer. Sorry, Andrew, I know you're out there watching, but Sam Witwer's cool, but Peter Serafinowicz was in Shaun of the Dead. And Shaun of the Dead is better than so many movies. So that actor's already cool in my book. Plus, he was great in a show called he wasn't in Black Books, was he? What was he in? He was in something else. Was he in Spaced? Either way, Peter Serafinowicz is awesome. Definitely an actor I would like to hang out with and drink beer with, because I just want to hear stories in a cool voice and then mimic his speaking style and become a voice actor myself. That's the plan, folks. To steal Peter Serafinowicz's voice. Oh my God, Kmart? We're talking about Kmart in the chat right now? Dude, hold on a second. So one thing I'm playing with, and I'll tell you guys more about it very soon inside of a toy video or a video, because it's easier to reach more people. But I'm working on this little thing. It's tentatively called like Jeff's Toy Stories, because everything in my collection I can tell you a story about. Something as deep as this was given to me on this birthday and how it felt to get it, or as I bought this on Amazon for this price and now it's worth this and I've never played with it. Like, I can give you a story for literally everything I bought. But one of the things I will be doing is telling you where I got these things and if the store exists anymore. So I have a lot of wrestling figures from Kmart, lots of them, because Kmart was around till like 02 around here, maybe 03 it survived. I don't know. We were not Kmart people. It was more like Mom wanted to go through and shop at all of her stores, and Kmart was just, hey, let's see what's on clearance, because she would get Martha Stewart bedding and all that other random crap. You guys remember Kmart. But I have so many. Ooh, my favorite Kmart toy, let me tell you right now. I don't have my original one, but up on the shelf I got a boxed version. The Spider-Man Legends, Spider-Man Classic, the precursor to Marvel Legends. The most important action figure of all time was this Todd McFarlane style Spider-Man, because it introduced modern articulation. Geeking aside, I got it at Kmart. I also got the black suit one at Kmart as well. Those were, you should see my face right now. I'm like staring off into the distance thinking about getting those toys. Good times. The blue light special. I prefer the red light challenge of Cash Cab myself, but yes, the blue light special. God, good times. I used to go in there and play. They had PlayStation demos, so I remember playing Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. I also remember that they had a SmackDown demo, and this kid was playing. I was like, can I play with you? I wanted to play just so I could beat him as The Rock. Yes, I was a shallow 12-year-old. Sorry, 11-year-old. Give me a break. It was early year 2000. So I'm an October baby. So let's see. What are we talking about? Oh, Setlick 3 Gaming, thank you very much for your kind words. Yes, I am signing these, and then I will continue to process fulfillment. Folks, one thing, if this matters to you, it's just something I do personally. My local comic shop will have all the boards and bags tomorrow. So instead of ordering from Amazon, I decided to take one extra day to get them to buy local. It's the same price. I just really like this store, and they have a lot of trouble right now. And so I'm not buying comic books that much. I will pick up an occasional Spider-Man or something, maybe a Batman if the artwork looks cool. But I hate modern comics. That's why I make my own. And these stores need to survive. So I'm just letting you know, man, I appreciate all the excitement. I wanted to just do that one last thing to make sure that we're keeping that alive. Because I got a couple boards and bags. Oh, and by the way, folks, if you back the Super Deluxe Stealing Solo in the archives, I found these mint condition, the only ones that exist. I had one case of the original Stealing Solo with the sketch cover variant. It is the first location of the parody logo, so nobody can mistake your book for an unofficial quality copy. But yeah, this is Stealing Solo, the sketch cover variant. And I think after the campaign goes out, there will be 5 left, and maybe I'll do something where I'll like do a piece of art on this. Yeah, let's do. You know what I'll do? Out of the remainders, I'll do 5 original hand-drawn Stealing Solo pieces of art, modern interpretations of scenes from the book, featuring all the characters. And if you guys are interested in that, I'll make those available on the website. But I just wanted to show you guys some of the cool stuff that is coming your way if you backed it. What else do I have to show you right now? I don't have the keychains currently with me. No, there's really nothing else new to show besides the books. Shirts and stuff are being made. So the handful of you that are getting shirts, you will have those in your Stealing Solo packages. But for those who did not get the shirt but want to, if you go to the Stealing Solo website, which is the QR code on the top of the screen right here, it'll take you to the Stealing Solo website as I throw my pen down in anticipation for the excitement that is Stealing Solo. Okay, I just dropped it because I'm doing 3 things at once. But that QR code will take you there where you can find all that stuff. And there's a tab at the top that says apparel and shirts and apparel. And that way you can get your mugs, your hats, your t-shirts, and all links to WCBS, shopwcbs.com. So all of our merch currently is on an automated system. So everything is printed for you on demand and shipped directly to you. So you can get some world-class stuff to keep yourself cool this summer. We have t-shirts. We have sweaters if you want to stay hot in the summer like Martin Lawrence and sweat your ass off. Do whatever you want to do. You guys remember that story? Probably not. Martin Lawrence was trying to cut weight for a movie. He went outside and ran in one of those sweatsuits and passed out. And for some reason, that made national news. I guess because he's famous. But I've always liked Martin Lawrence. Tell me if you like his comedy. That was one of the earliest sitcoms I remember watching as a kid. To tie back to that question from earlier in the show. When it hit Peacock a while back, I rewatched Martin. It's pretty funny. Very dated, but that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Let's see. All right, you know what? The lo-fi theme is working. It's nice and chill here, but let's change it up to something else that is copyright free. There you go. I don't know if even if that's discernible what you're listening to. Okay, that's the final one from this box. There we go. Best wishes, Jeff Hicks. All right, so I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm going to be paying attention to the numbers. Do you guys want me to go get another box of these to sign, or do you want me to keep this at about an hour stream? Laden Swallow, thank you. when it just comes to comic stuff, man, you got to keep, such a small industry. It's like the margins are thinner than this. So, I like to support them. They're good people. Plus, I have a deal I'm working out with places to get myself in stores, and it'll be a nice custom way as well. Thank you, Jettison guy. Thank you. And yeah, we keep everything customized here. Remember, I'm a collector. I'm surrounded by stuff I like to collect. So I like all the bells and whistles, the bonus features, like, I like to do stuff like evolution of a scene, where you get personal commentary and you get penciled pages. You can even see like the original cover version before we did the bigger one and the color one. Like, I like to show you evolution of artwork. We even keep the original Stealing Solo for reference, so you can see what the second one is inspired by. But, it's ways to make it fun, ways to make it world class, and ways to make it mine. All right. So I'm going to put these back in the box, and then I'll start looking to see if you guys want more boxes signed. I'll have to go to the pallet, and literally a pallet. It's kind of cool. But a truck showed up last week. The guy, I was like, "Oh, you're here." He's like, "Yep." And he was cool. He originally didn't want to bring up the pallet to the front door, but I was like, "Hey, man, would you help me? I'm just one guy." And so he did. And so I gave him a free book, and I told him to check us out on YouTube. And he was very happy with that. So shout out to the truck driver who brought you the Stealing Solos to my home. That guy was pretty damn cool. Let's see. Gunner says, get your WCBS merch into Barnes & Noble. You have the store. Wait, if you get your WCBS merchandise into Barnes & Noble, you have to make store videos from that place. Oh, dude, I will definitely be getting my stuff in there. I know it sounds crazy, pie in the sky, but I believe in myself. And like I said, I've done the busy work. To get in stores, you have to become a distributor. I'm a distributor. Literally, I'm the distributor. You also have to be in the book registry. Stealing Solo 2 is in the book registry, and the rest of them will be added very soon. It's exciting. It's cool. I literally bought UPC codes. That's how this works. Like, you buy your thing, you sign up, and then all of a sudden, this website unlocks itself, and you have your UPCs and your ISBN numbers, and you basically write your own descriptions, and then that goes out into the index. So I'm going to put myself, I don't know who distributes comics right now. Is it Diamond? Are they still a thing? But I'm going to take a direct route. And my goal that I'm not going to back down from is to get through this entire print run this summer. I want to get rid of this book. It's going to take a lot of creativity, and I understand the situation we're in, but creativity usually comes from a lot of constraints. So I'm going to get rid of these books, folks, in a good way. We're going to sell through them. I'm going to get them every part of the world. And I'm definitely going to be doing more of signing right now, because I'm actually having a really good time streaming with you guys. So you got to remember, I like Good Morning Pop Culture. If you ever wonder why I don't stream more, YouTube penalizes you for long streams. If we can find a way, because I'm going to delist this afterwards, but if we can find a way to do more fan-based stuff that won't hurt the algorithm and growth, we will be doing it, because I like this stuff. So let me keep doing this. Thank you, Gunner, very much for your super sticker. Appreciate that. And Gunner also says, I'm the one who prints. Gunner, thank you very much for your other generous super chat. I loved Breaking Bad, man. I didn't stop loving it because it got bad. I just haven't watched it because it was awesome and it ended. See, I love a good, complete ending. Open-ended stories are great. Woke Busters will return. All that stuff is perfect. But I love the finality of that. And I just really loved Breaking Bad. I also wasn't a Skylar White fan. But that's a topic for, well, if you really want to hear me give you my opinions on Skylar White. So also, folks, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to go get the books. I'm not even going to really leave for more than 25 seconds. I'm just going to put these here on screen for anybody that comes in new. But these books come with a ton of shipping material in the boxes, so they stay nice and crisp and mint for you. So you're going to hear what it sounds like to open a case of Stealing Solo, cutting, tearing, ripping my soul apart. Will I ever do a Art of Jeff Hicks book? Yes, I've considered doing that. I have to look into the legality of it because I see like Vinny and other people do it and it has characters in it. So if that's a thing where I can sell an Art of Jeff Hicks sketchbook and it can feature all sorts of stuff, I'm not saying I want to draw it because I want to draw Spider-Man. What you got to remember too, folks, is I'm a different kind of artist. Because I do every element of this, how do I want to say that? A lot of finished art is made just for books or things that will go out. So while I draw every day, a lot of my drawing isn't necessarily interesting. It's technical. So what I mean by that is I'll show you an example of something I was doing. I don't have... Well, here's what I draw like every day. I'll draw... Let me find something that's appropriate because I'm not going to show nudity. I draw a lot of bodies and people, human figures, male and female, just to keep everything together. And so currently, a lot of the art is literally just like here. Hold on, let me give you a better representation of it. This is way more finished than a lot of stuff is, but it's just, you know, well, here's something that I inked for fun. It's not really anything I can really do with much. It's just a basic, you know, example of can I get a clean line around the Hulk type of thing. But a lot of the art on my iPad is just bodies, figures, sketches, rough stuff, you know, like a lot of line stuff like that, because it's not really, it's like practicing. That's really all it is. I just practice a lot. And so like, you know, that really isn't anything that I could put out, but it also keeps me sharp. So what I'm saying is I should do some more finished stuff, because a day in the life of me as an artist is literally, hey, let me draw some bodies and stuff and look at reference for like, oh, how does this connect? Or I'll do random stuff like this is just a big hand that's coming through a wall because I was playing with composition and using like perspective for the floor. How I can create visually impressive yet simplified for clarity's sake, not because I'm trying to draw less imagery. So that's kind of what the artwork of Jeff Hicks looks like. There's also random stuff in here. But like, for example, this is Stealing Solo 2. That's how it works. That's how it looks on my end. And then one more example. It should be further down here, but where is it at? Sorry, I was going to show you Woke Busters. Woke Busters is a big folder too. That's kind of how the production end of this looks. And now people have asked me, well, why don't you do original art? In terms of like, why don't you draw it on paper? Well, the reason is too, is it's going to get colored in a computer. It's going to get fed into a computer for printing. There's a step of cleanup work that is a lot. Why would I keep cleanup work? And I understand you're going to say, well, Jeff, you could sell the originals. What sells bigger, and put it like this, a lot of the highest selling original art is because it's the characters you love. It's like, yes, Frank Miller's a great artist. I'm not going to deny any of his quality. But the reason the Dark Knight Returns artwork sells for $500,000 versus something from the Holy Terror isn't because, well, Holy Terror is terrible, but it's Batman. That's where a lot of that comes from. So you're like, oh, Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man cover sold for a record $5 million. And people are thinking, well, couldn't you sell art for $1,000? If it featured those characters, absolutely. If it was like official stuff. I look at it from I'm building my own IP. I'm my own thing. So the best way, the most efficient way to get it to you is to remove friction. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like to hear that kind of stuff. And Jettison, I thought that was a great idea. So why did I give up drawing with pen and paper? Well, I didn't give up drawing with pen and paper. Like, I draw... I'm trying to show you something funny. So I'm not really a scatterbrained individual. I'm very meticulous on a lot of stuff. But if I see a sheet of paper, I'm going to draw on it. So, like, again, I'm playing with composition. This may or may not be something for Stealing Solo 3. Notice the coffee stain. But my point I'm making is I draw on pen and paper. And I had a video up for a while. Again, lower view count hurts the algorithm, so I didn't keep it around. But it was literally me going through sketchbooks. You know what? Maybe I'll show one while we're here today in a little while. Thank you, Jettison Guy. I really appreciate the compliment. I'm very happy with what I do. I am proud of it, and I'm always wanting to get cleaner. What I mean is, like, I like the way my people look, but I want to ink in a cleaner style. So I'm always studying that. I want to ink bolder too. This book, I took a lot of like bolder inking risks, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, but some of you'll see like thicker black lines and more of an illustrative feel. That was all planned, and I'm very happy with it. But let me go get that, and I'll grab something randomized too, and we'll keep this morning rolling. This is a lot of fun, folks. So hit that thumbs up button for me, and we'll keep the show live. I'll be right back. Don't worry, folks. There we go. All right, I'm still alive, people. Sorry for the dead air. There's one box. There's that. And here we go. Okay. So, I originally pulled out something to show you guys, but it was literally the sketchbook that I had done for Wokebusters. So it was just all the rough pages, but you can read Wokebusters, so why show you something that you can get? Clone Geek, funny story about Baby OJ with stealing Solo. I told you guys I got the promo box early, so I took Nick and Kendo copies when we went out for WrestleMania, and they love being in these comics and stuff. And Kendo was like, "Oh yes, it's here," because Kendo's the most excited. Kendo asks for digital copies. Kendo asks to see it as soon as it's ready, because he's a big fan of it, and his nephew's a big fan of it too. And so he was excited to pull the book out, and he goes up to Baby OJ, and he points to a panel and goes, "Do you know who this is?" And he goes, "Daddy." And he goes, "Do you know who this is?" He goes, and because he knows all of our names and faces, and he was able to recognize everybody from the book. So that made me feel pretty good that a little kid could recognize the world-class bullshitters in comic book form in our penultimate adventure. I should stop saying that, though, because there's a Wokebusters crossover coming. Like, it's already happened. I did the art for it. We'll tell you more about it when it's ready to share. I sometimes tell you guys about stuff very early because I'm excited, and then I forget to tell you more about it as we get to it. So, there we go. Cutting the paper. Folks, hopefully you enjoy this ASMR of unwrapping cases of books. There we are. Throw it off camera. And we'll move this. This is what we're signing right now. For anybody that's just clicking on, like, what are you doing? That, man. We're signing books that the people made possible. All right. So, let's keep opening this bad boy up. Do I have scientific anatomy books to help with reference? Oh, I have all those. I have like Bridgman's. I have all kinds of books on posing and stuff. Sometimes the art end product is also as important as, like, did I enjoy drawing something? I know that sounds crazy, but when I do the stuff for these, I'm more precise or technical, trying to match a certain style, but also keep everything right, quote unquote. There's a wide berth of what right is, but either way, I don't want to put your ear where your nose is and vice versa and all that other fun stuff. But, all right, that's it. But I have all those books. I started with How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. I can do more like shade heavy, render heavy stuff. I think the problem for me is I just don't enjoy it. I like adding shading and color with like ink wash or color. I'm learning how to color more because I want to color Stealing Solo 3 myself. I have a certain aesthetic I'm shooting for, and I've been practicing and getting all the tools ready for it. Is Dion still afraid of horses? Yes, he is. Lord of Opossums has just gifted 5 WCBS memberships. Lord of Opossums, thank you for your super generosity. Folks, I'm going to be pressing you guys a lot of buttons. You know what? Rod Thunderheart, thank you very much for your Rod rants. What should Rod, we press for Rod. Rod, obviously you have the ultimate say. Hopefully you're still with us this morning. Send me a couple of ideas. But because we got Lord of Opossums here and Rod, let's give you guys one of our rarely seen buttons.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the 3-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 2/3%, I got a 141 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice.
Yeah, they do. So I made a mistake. I grabbed kind of a recent sketchbook, so it's like not anything that's going to be super exciting to see. It's also like a schedule of a lot of shit. So like this is just random ass old crap. Nothing really worth showing you. But I did in this sketchbook find that a Burger King bag from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull from 2008 is in my sketchbook. So that is 18 years old, and it's pretty good. It's a little dirty, but the movie's dirty too. So what do you expect? But there you go, folks. World-class addition to the collection. I can't believe I grabbed the wrong sketchbook, but you know, it is what it is. Because I got a couple story ideas I'm working on. Stuff that's older. Sometimes it takes a lot longer to get through shit. I was trying to see if I had something to show you from I thought I had something from Wokebusters in here that was kind of cool, but because it was something that didn't get finished. Oh well. Oh yeah, here it is. There was originally going to be like a Wokebusters WCBS logo style thing. You know how we got our 4 faces up there on the big one? Well, then I had an idea for a body one, but I ended up, this composition that I just came up with on the fly, that is exactly what we made for the book. It's like a bonus piece of art, but that's kind of, I still do draw on paper, and it all is part of the process. I've learned that like you can just paste shit together, metaphorically speaking, and as long as your end product is what you want, then you've won. All right, so Lord of Opossums, thank you. Holy shit, Lord of Opossums gifted another 5 and another 10 memberships. Holy crap. Okay, Lord of Opossums, thank you so much. Folks, if you get all of these gifted memberships from Lord of Opossums, please make sure you say thank you right now. All I'm asking is that you guys, continue to keep things awesome in the chat. I appreciate it. What should we press for Lord of Opossums? Awesome, mega, super gifts to everybody. Like, what do you guys want to do? What do we got? We got so many different buttons here. I mean, I'm not going to celebrate it by like this lady. that just makes my book look bad. But let's switch over to another window. We'll do some old school WCBS stuff. Let's get me back on camera with this. And then, you know what? Let's press another one.
Rick and Scott Steiner, let me welcome you back.
Oh, Team 3D, you guys are out of your mind coming to Atlanta, Georgia, the place that the Steiner brothers got their start in professional wrestling. You guys are out of your mind making it a table match, because tonight we're going to beat you at your own game. And after it's all said and done, you're going to be taking splinters out of your fat asses all night long, because you got some fat asses. The only chance you have no chance, but you had a chance, is that you can run lickety-split. Because you can't run because you got some fat asses. And after it's done, we're going to have a tailgate party for all my freaks out there in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, the big bad booty daddy. I would like to go to Atlanta and have a meal with Scott Steiner at Shoney's. If Shoney's still exists. Anybody heard of Shoney's? It was kind of like Big Boy is here. Just a restaurant that had a breakfast bar every weekend. It was awesome. I have to take my mom up to physical therapy for her, not an injury. Well, her body is very injured. But long story short, nothing currently happened. It's just years of damage. But we found out that they had a Big Boy left, one of these Frisch's restaurants. There's like one left by me, and we went. And somehow it was pretty damn good. So if I get a craving for that breakfast bar, I now have an outlet for it. And it's a lot of grease. It's a lot of bacon. But it's also really good. Folks, this is Breakfast Chat with World Class Bullshitters. It's 11:13 a.m. here on Good Morning Pop Culture, and we're just hanging out, signing books, drinking coffee, sharing about the world, and, more. Okay, so Lord of Opossum says, why not a classic? All right, let's go back even further for a WCBS classic. Thank you, Lord of Opossums. Let's do we'll do a couple. Let's do the first button.
Jam around.
Don't know why I made that.
Jam around.
But I still love it. The Jam-A-Ram button is a personal favorite. And then this one doesn't really get used enough. I just miss it. I do love that button. Then we also have... Now that's a closeout button. We'll close out with our Real Genius button today since I never really play that anymore. Here's one I love.
Oh, excuse me, Russell, but I believe I requested the hand job.
Because Wayne's World's great. And you know what? Since we're talking about sci-fi, let's talk about sci-fi some more with buttons.
Oh, no. Not again.
I love Spaceballs so much. My goal is to there we are. We're nice and full camera now. Do we like it where I'm the full window, or do you like where there's a little bit? Yeah, let's keep it as a full window for now. Spaceballs 2 sounds exciting. I will go watch it when it comes out, but I am on a goal to make sure that I finish this trilogy before they get their movie out, so I don't ever get accused of borrowing one of their jokes. So I'm blowing on the ink to make sure it dries, and I just thought that the microphone was the ink. So if you're hearing the wind sounds of World Class Bullshitters, that's what you're hearing right now. Okay, let me get the chat window back up so I can see everybody's messages. You know what? You want to hear a JCVD from Rod Thunderheart? You damn right. You'll get a JCVD. And one more. And one more. Now, that was intentional. Bloodsport. R.I.P. to Donald Gibb. You may know him as Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds, but he was an awesome character, and I'll talk about this on tonight's show with the guys. Donald Gibb is the singular reason why I like Bloodsport over Kickboxer. Kickboxer's a very good movie and got some cool stuff in it, but the friendship between him and Donald Gibb, and then the fact that he doesn't die, sorry, it's spoil a 40-year-old movie, the fact that he just like stay buddies, I love a good buddy story. So that's why Kickboxer is always going to be inferior to Bloodsport. right. Let's see. We did the JCVD one. We used to have a Shoney's near my old house. Only been there once. Hopefully it was a good once, though. That's all I can say. Hopefully it was a good once. Let's see. Jamaram is great. Awesome. Nerds! Yeah, he was great in that movie. Nick is a huge Revenge of the Nerds fan, and in his living room, he has a signed poster with the entire cast. He got it years ago, but that's a rarity now. Rod, thank you for everything you do, man. You can always send a Rod rant to email at info@worldclassbullshitters.com and remind me, and I'll read it on air for you, man. I appreciate everything you do for the channel. Let's see. Hail Mary full of grace. I don't have a button. Wait, sorry, I was thinking of the Goonies. Remember at the end when the ship comes out and he's like, Holy Mary, Mother of God? That's what I was thinking of for a second. My grandma will be very disappointed in me that I mistook a movie quote for a prayer. Well, Grandma in heaven, I like movies. I've spent a lot more time watching movies than I ever spent in church. I'm sorry. Funnily enough, though, my grandma, who was not like one of those uppity church ladies, like, oh, don't say that or don't curse or that. She was not like that. She did leave church early once for me to go buy the Nintendo GameCube. So, Grandma, thank you. My mom and I still talk about that story. She wouldn't leave church for anything but a GameCube. All right. So, sorry for bumping that, folks. We are signing and opining. That's the name of our stream from now on. Signing and opining about life. There we go. Good golly, Grandma got a GameCube. Yeah, my grandma was cool. When I was 10, this is a preview of some of Jeff's Toy Stories you'll get over on the however I bring it to you guys. Definitely for the members. It'll be a bonus thing for members, and then it'll be on another platform for us just to give everybody a chance for it. But Chip Hazard from 1998. My grandma was like, I'll take you to pick up your birthday present after I get back from the adult group. Her senior center went on a trip that day. It was like 8:30 she got back. She still showed up to take me to Toys R Us before 9 p.m. So my grandma was legit. They always say how you're remembered is truly important. So around here, she is fondly remembered. Funnily enough, though, she hated comic books. So I never told her about any of this stuff. She called them funny books. And I guess she hated them because my uncle, who was born in the 40s, had amassed a huge collection. Then he got drafted into Vietnam. While he was away in Nam, my grandma threw away all of his books. And it's not an exaggeration. He brought it up until he died. He was still mad about that. So maybe that's why my grandma hated comic books. But I think it's because she was of the age in the 50s when that Frederick Wortham bullshit convinced Americans that comic books promoted homosexual tendencies and delinquentism in kids or something like that. And I'm just like, yo, man, Batman and Robin, it's not an allegory for anything. It's just meant to be like good-hearted fun where a kid can see themselves with a superhero. I don't like Robin, but I get where it was coming from. So, the world was a different place. And the thing that suffered the most from Frederick Wortham and the people who made comic books illegal or contraband in the 50s were the crime comics, the Tales from the Crypt, the EC, all that good stuff. That is when that stuff went away. And it, breaks my heart because those are my favorite comics. Over Marvel, over Spider-Man, over any of that stuff. EC comics. Late and Swallow, I definitely will, It's funny. I talk about the audience like you're a singular person, so I'll sometimes bring up stuff like so-and-so this. And she knows some of the names. Like, she's met some of the people. She knows Superfan Adam Shawhan and Dr. Coffin Nails. So, folks, if you want to get on Mama Hicks's Christmas card list, come to a con. Every once in a while, she'll come visit me at one. I just wanted to see you work. It's funny. My mom's great. Thank you guys for back and stealing solo. Appreciate all of that support. And happy to be signing these books. So let's see. Since the chat is slowing down, what am I going to pick to talk about? We talked about Donald Gibb. You know, entertainment, when the world's got other real issues going on, obviously entertainment isn't the most important thing. But right now, like, I'll have a video for this next week. Is there any hype for The Mandalorian and Grogu? Like the merchandise, this day one exclusive shit that everyone's going excited or gaga over online, I can walk into Target and get it for retail. You know, folks, if it's made by Hasbro, don't drink the Kool-Aid and pay full price. Actually, here's the thing. Don't drink the Kool-Aid and pay the scalper's price. It's your money to do what you want with in terms of buying a product, but I will always have an opinion on that scalpers, because scalpers will artificially dictate the value of a toy and ruin it for everybody. So, you know, I'm not a big fan of the one guy, one of these toy guys, because he's kind of abrasive on Twitter with politics, but he always ends his videos with, you know, if you see two, buy one and save the other for a fellow collector. I'm of the mindset, if you see three and you really need to keep one in the box, fine. But any more than that is hoarding. Like, well, yeah, two is really my limit. Just buy two. Keep one in the box. Keep one to open and play with or inspect or look at. And then, you know, if you have 17 Han Solos, or I really don't have 17 of the same Han Solo, but if you have that stuff, you know. The only Mando merch I have is the Burger King cup. You settled the score for comics with yeah, I have. That's a great comment. Yeah. We're no longer a comic-hating family. We're a comic-producing family. Now, if I can get my kids to produce comic books, then the next Kubert dynasty is here. Eat your heart out, John Romita and John Romita. I'm going to name my kid after me for many reasons, but he's going to do a comic too. So there can be John Romita Jr. and Sr. and Jeff Hicks Jr. Well, I have a different middle name. I'd technically be a junior, but we have a different middle name, and he would be a third. But familial naming aside, we're taking over the comic book industry, one generation at a time. This show's got to be weird for those listening because I'm reading the chat and then I'm responding to it. And so if I haven't read the context, sometimes it makes no sense. Dikovic is a middle name. Yeah, that's exactly what his middle name will be. How was that Burger King meal? Like you said, it was good, but it wasn't $20 good. The SpongeBob meal was pretty solid. And I thought $15 was kind of a stretch because it's Burger King. I am not a cheap man about anything. But when it comes to food, the only reason I find like Burger King and McDonald's even acceptable is it's like, oh, it's $4. Oh, okay. So like when you go to McDonald's and it's $15 for a meal, I'd rather go to Chipotle, where at least the food is cooked fresh in front of you. Is it healthy? It's debatable, but it tastes better to me. That's kind of what the important part is. And, you know, a lot of it is just profit margins for these shareholders. I don't care about your shareholders, and I don't care about your fiduciary responsibilities. I, as a consumer, as a customer, will only buy stuff if it's reasonably worth it. You know, $17 for a Jersey Mike sandwich. Well, sandwiches are good. If they're especially those giant ones, then maybe that's a good price. But Burger King, a Burger King meal, $8.99 is my limit for a large. That includes all that Mandalorian extra crap. Like the Burger King Star Wars connection goes all the way back to the beginning. I guess technically it's Burger Chef and Jeff, but there's Empire Strikes Back cups. Long story short, Star Wars and Burger King are hand in hand in terms of their bond business-wise. But $20, no thanks, man. I kind of want to ironically eat one on camera for you guys, but I'm not like excited or a simp for this crap. I don't want to feed myself by feeding the ecosystem. A toy is different, but a meal, I don't know, I feel so dirty. I mean, that's hyperbolic as hell, but you know what? It makes me laugh. Yeah, those glass cups are awesome. You know, in the great outdoors, that's what Dan Aykroyd and John Candy are drinking out of. Empire Strikes Back Burger King glasses. So you said your Whopper was pretty good there. The Whopper is a pretty solid, you know, fast food burger. I've had worse, like the Big Mac that's undersauced. But this is obviously not sponsored yet. But, you know, the guys and I are pretty fond of like a Wendy's for being what you can get for freshness in terms of it being like legit fast food and not Five Guys, which is $40. And they give you less potato now. How the hell can you justify the cheapest part of your business being cut back? Like, that's the reason people go there. It's like, yeah, I spent a lot on the burger, but they're going to give me a cup of fries and then scoop a whole nother order on top, and I'm going to eat for 2 days. Even if I don't eat the fries, it's the value of it. So maybe Kendo and I will do a fast food report. We'll treat it like a crop report. Pork bellies and frozen concentrated orange juice. It's pretty funny how when we all got together, Trading Places was quoted no less than 50 times. That is not an exaggeration. That is the most discussed WCBS film behind the scenes. Also, too, anytime somebody mentions the opera, I go, an opera? Like Frank Oz in that one scene. So there's a rumor going around that Wendy's was thinking about going private. So if Wendy's goes private, that means private equity is going to strip mine it for value, much like that Mattel Hasbro video I made 2 days ago discussing how the Mattel shareholders are unhappy with the speed at which the stock price will reach $30 a share. So they are advocating for a sale to Hasbro to expedite the process so they can make their money quicker. So they want to throw away the toy industry so those candy asses can get to $30. I don't care about that shit. And like, I will fight against it actively. I'm not Ralph Nader. Okay, I'm not going to start Consumer Reports 2.0, but I'm also not going to like take it. You know, like when the CEO of Chipotle the other week, maybe it was 2 months ago, said, you know, we're raising the prices because we can. Our medium income is $100,000. I haven't been back since. I don't care that it went up 1%. I didn't go back on principle. I'm sorry to rant and rave about this, but there's a line, you know? There are many lines for people. And fleecing is wrong. It pisses me off. The garlic sauce was good stuff. You know, you can drown out a lot of crappy food with garlic, and it works. I've been to a lot of subpar pizza places with shitty garlic knots. But, you know, I didn't care that the bread was chewy and overcooked. It had a lot of garlic and cheese on it. I was happy. Alrighty. A few more in this box, and then we'll take a break and talk about some shit. We'll catch up with you guys. Have I got the Naboo Custom Starfighter? So I enjoy, oddly enough, I like almost everything from a design standpoint on the Mandalorian, but I own only a Mandalorian 3 3/4 inch original, Beskar, and then the 6-inch version of each. I don't even think I have anything with Baby Yoda on it. If the ships included electronics and lights at the price they are, or if they lowered the price to like $60 for the ships instead of $100, then I'd talk. But I'm sorry. Again, Hasbro overestimates. You know what it is, really? It is Disney. They overpriced the license. I'm not a Hasbro fan, but when you're paying, what is it? How many hundreds of millions of dollars to produce Star Wars toys? From a business standpoint, they're trying to do that. That being said, I still don't support it. That Naboo Starfighter is really cool. If it was cheaper, if it shows up at Ollie's, I'll buy one. Damn right I will. So I like the Naboo Starfighter. It doesn't have any nostalgia for me like it does for people my age with Episode 1. It's just a neat looking ship. And I really liked Planet and Rogue Squadron because it was fast and agile. Talk about a great Easter egg. The first Rogue Squadron came out in 1998. Episode 1 came out in 1999. They had pre-programmed the Naboo Starfighter into that game before the movie, which was neat. Back when the world was just slightly slower, you could do secrets like that. Then when the movie's out, you say, hey, there's a cheat code for the new ship. Then you go out and buy it. It was awesome. I had already received the game before Episode 1, so I just put in the code and was jazzed. Again, I was that 10-year-old kid that hated Episode 1. Star Wars was Luke and Han to me, and Leia, obviously. Let's see what else we got. There was a rumor going around that, okay, I read the Wendy's one. Yeah, dude, private equity. It ruins all of your hobbies. Scalpers and people ruin your hobbies, but private equity ruins it at a scale that, like Pokemon cards. The market goes up and down. The fact that there's even a market is stupid, but that's the hobby based on what fans are doing and reselling through arbitrage and etc. But like private equity, like buys your companies and just changes the way they function. The Pokemon market might be really rough right now, but is it whoever produces the cards? Is it still Wizards of the Coast? They still make the cards, and you can still find them at regular retail price. If private equity got involved, those cards they would look at it online and go, well, Pokemon cards could be $9.99 a pack now, and people will still buy them. That's bad. That's garbage. That's BS, and it's not world class. Alrighty. One more box in this. Should we do a funny personalized message in this one, folks? Like, it could be your copy if you got this cover. But I'm going to wait a second to sign this, and I'm going to pay attention to the chat, and you guys can help me. It's got to be obviously appropriate, not Kiss My Grits, Love Jeff, or something silly like that. But what do you think would be a funny one that people would like to get, Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to do another box, but let's do this one as the funny first one. This is the random chat edition, right? Go. Farce. Hold on, I got to redo it because my pen slipped. Damn it. I was being slick. My pen slipped. There we go. Go farce yourself. There we go. There is a random go farce yourself in there. Shout out to Enrique. What is up, man? See you at Ollie's. Nah. Keep it. Fuck it. We're doing it live. Well, I put it to the side because, well, maybe you'll get the random surprise. No, I'm real particular on that. But I did get these all, another stack of them. Ugh. There's a stack. I wish I could zoom out with the webcam more, but I can't. I can do this. That doesn't help at all. So we'll just keep everything here. Now comes the fun part where I put it back in the box that it came in. Okay. Let's see. What are people saying? Buy deal on all the horse games on the Game Boy eShop. Oh, dude. If there was like a Nintendogs, but for horse... Wait, is there like a My Little Pony game? Would you guys... I'll make this as a shirt. Dion Green's Pony Adventure. Would you watch, or would you wear that shirt? Let me know. Make it happen. I agree the original Rogue Squadron should be available on consoles today. It's great. I think it's still on PC, but I would be more inclined to buy it. You know what I'm thinking about doing, though, is like I told you, I'm really into modding and emulation and stuff like that. I'm thinking about getting RetroArch installed. And there's a way to run N64 natively. It's like you can boost the resolution. Obviously, it's not what the system could do, but you can boost the resolution, and I think you can even add like motion. You can add motion blur and other effects, because I saw somebody playing WCW Revenge the other day, and it had motion blur, and it looked so good. And I thought, man, if I can play No Mercy like this, I'm going to be eating good for another decade. Like, that's what the one part we talk about, the digital world being bullshit and not getting anything new. I'm with you. I want new stuff. But when the new stuff sucks, what I'm doing is I'm finding ways to make the old stuff better than ever. So like with No Mercy, I got a modded ROM where they have full entrances. So now the wrestlers walk out to their music just like on TV. You know, in the original game, they would walk to the end of the stage, they would pose, and then it would flash white, and that was the entrance. Now The Rock walks to the ring and raises his arm up just like on TV. The Undertaker comes out with the song "Rollin' by Limp Bizkit." Or no, American Badass is on the ROM. I prefer it to be Rollin', but you know, American Badass is technically more accurate. But my point I'm getting at is, I won't feed the beast that is WWE 2K26. What I'll do, put those scissors there for a second. But what I'll do is I'll just play the old shit. Dion on a runaway team of ponies, that'd be good. I like that idea. I do have an idea for a fast food comic book, by the way. I used to work in fast food when I was in high school. The ripe old age of 16? No, wait. 15 and a half is when you could work in Ohio. And I got a job at Rally's Checkers, depending on what part of the country you live in. So that was 2004 to 2007. I worked like that. But not like 3 full years. It was more like August to I don't know when. But I went off to college, and I never worked in fast food again. But I have an interesting cast of characters. See, I don't want to do like Robert Crumb or Hernandez style of like slice of life stories. So it wouldn't be like, you know, the story of us at a fast food restaurant. But I do have a fictionalized tale that takes place in a fast food restaurant that's very high octane and balls to the wall. And I want to make it. I've told Nick about it. Nick wants to see it as a movie. So let me get through this trilogy and some other stuff, and you might be seeing that one too in the future. I love to give you guys all these previews. I know earlier I said I can't tell you too much, but I tell you these things to know that I'm the kind of creator that's worth following because the well is deeper than you can realize. And I'm at a place too where a lot of these, it's, hey, let me imagine it, envision it. Holy shit, there they are. And then we make it. There you go. Let's get the carton over here. And I think we'll continue to stream for a little while, guys. We're not in a rush, but this will probably be the last pack of books I sign because I'm pretty good now for you guys, the Kickstarter backers and stuff. So now it'll just be going to my local shop to pick up my boards and bags, and then it's stuff in envelopes, the real boring part. Maybe I'll do another stream of that because there's 2 phases to envelope packing. Obviously, putting it in there, and then I got to do one more pass with the shipping labels because we use I like to use the postal service where possible, and we do. So we have an account with them, and that's how we ship out stuff. If you're international, obviously, I get you the best rate I can find. Also, too, if you're an international backer, or not an international backer, but sometimes if you're international, I will send you like a sticker or a bonus thing because international shipping is like really expensive, and it's not like my cost of it, or that's what my cost of it is. Like, it's not me going, oh, let me charge for something. Somebody bought a book from Australia the other day, and it was $46 to ship it. So I don't make those rules, but I always try to sweeten the pot for you, if you will. So if you're an international buyer, you probably got a letter from me this time. I have a lot of fun doing what I do. Jamie Jackson says, I saw your stream and realized I haven't done the survey. Doing it now. Thank you, Jamie. Folks, there's only a handful of you. It's like 85% have filled out your surveys. I have gone ahead and done all the back end numbers of things I need to acquire so I can basically, if you haven't put in your survey, I'll put your stuff to the side and everybody else can get their stuff sent in. But all you got to do is basically give me your shipping information. And if you bought something with a shirt, tell me your sizes. It's very simple. But if I had them with me, I would be showing you guys this. Well, I'll show you one. I don't have the rest are in storage, but I have the Stealing Solo box to show you as well. Because what I've done is I've actually created a little collection for fans, but you didn't realize you were getting the collection. So if you go back, the very first shirt is Stealing Solo the shirt. Then there was Stealing Solo the hat. Now there's Stealing Solo the keychain, which comes with this one. There's Stealing Solo the box, and there's Stealing Solo the something else. But either way, my point is, if you're one of the early adopters, you've been following me the whole way, you'll eventually have a set of everything that's called Stealing Solo the blank, and I ripped off Spaceballs and had fun doing it the whole time. So I parodied a parody, but get in on this. If, also too, there might be, and I mean literally like less than 5, there might be a few leftover Stealing Solo the keychains. So if you act quickly, you might get one of those as a small bonus surprise, but I can't promise that. All I can tell you is if you backed it, yours is locked in as a special thank you. We upgraded from stickers and magnets to keychains this time because magnets are fun, but we didn't unlock the full set. And I would never go back and release the rest of them as magnets. That'd be kind of weird. It's like, hey, you go to somebody's house. What's that? Well, that is Nick Utam of Stealing Solo. Who's that? Not as exciting as saying, what's that? Oh, this is from this comic book about these guys that get kidnapped by Harrison Ford. And then you point to each one and say, well, this is this one, and that is that one. I also did look for color forms, and I got in contact with them. I know exactly what I need to do to get color forms, officially licensed color forms for the channel. We need pre-orders of 3,000 because you have to do a 3,000 unit order. If we got that many pre-orders, I could get you color forms with the official logo and everything on it, all done in the world-class way. Oh, let's see. I tried Star Wars Squadrons 2020 and I hated it because the game was boring and I wasn't having fun. Nathan, you're not the only one, man. I tried it out and I did not like it at all. I didn't like the first-person camera. I didn't care about the characters. So what I would love for EA to do is just go out of business. But if I can't get that, what I would really like for them to do is make a Star Wars game where I don't have to care about new characters. Just give me the backdrop of the original Star Wars, set me off in the middle of a war, and tell me that the fate of the galaxy rests in my hands. And I'm there. I bought into the story. It's really funny how the same people that clamor for identity as the number one thing online are the same people who make art that has no identity. Also, too, everything that is truly great has a POV character. Star Wars, Luke Skywalker's your POV character. In video games, it's supposed to be your POV. I feel like when you bog down certain elements with story and you make it too fleshed out, I don't project myself in the story anymore. Like, you don't want that for Kratos or other things, but like Link doesn't say anything besides hit. And so I kind of see myself going on that journey with Link. I don't look like him. I'd be a foot taller. I'm not the same color. I don't care though. I identify with the character and I'm in. Star Wars Squadrons just makes you pick these two unattractive, uninteresting characters, and I don't want to imagine myself being them. I think that's going to be a big hurdle that Grand Theft Auto faces. That, GTA is a fantasy simulator about crime, and your audience is a certain demographic. And this is the first GTA where you're playing as a woman. So you're going to have to create a really great character that people will want to play as. Because it's not sexist to not want to play as a character. I'll play as Lara Croft all day, but I also don't want to play as like that lady in Star Wars Squadrons. What I want is a cool character that I think about when I'm not playing my console. So we'll use just Rogue Squadron. But like Rogue Squadron, when that came out, that was such a great game. When I wasn't playing it, I was imagining myself piloting starships. That's how much I was talking about it. Nowadays, I just go, yeah, I don't like this dude, this chick, whatever. Like, hell, I'm not even locked in on the new James Bond yet. It's how I'll judge a lot of stuff. Let's wait and see. Let's see. Jason Guy says, you gave me a Stealing Solo postcard. That's still on my wall. I ordered the OG edition of the SS from Australia years ago. Thanks, mate. Jettison Guy, thank you. And yeah, I forgot. Stealing Solo, the postcard, was the first one. I remember sending that out. I wanted to mimic the Star Wars Early Bird kit. Because, yes, I do parody Star Wars in the work. But I parody it on every level. The cover, the merchandise, all that stuff. Having fun. Thanks for being a part of it, folks. Same with Wokebusters. I created a whole action figure set for that too, digitally speaking. I also did look into making small printed action figures out of the artwork I have, but the program did not get the faces right, so I will have to hire somebody. Maybe we'll do a Kendo Ren 3D model you guys can get. Let's see. I do like flight simulators too, quite a bit. Let's go save General Reich. And yeah, that's enough for me. I'm there. I'm a pilot. I'm fighting against the Empire. Darth Vader's a bastard. Like, let's do this. You know, I'm a self-aware person. I will ask myself every time, is it me that's changed, or is it the art? Is it the experience? Is it something that I'm doing differently where I'm not able to find enjoyment? And I hate to say it. It's usually the art. It's usually the stuff. I'm as easy to please as I was as a child. Just give me that level of stuff. Standards were different back then. Boom. Another one down. Luke was kind of sassy to Wedge in that first game. Dude, I got to replay that story. It's been... So I got the game in like 1999. Early 99. Actually, I was homesick one day, and to make me feel better, my mom went out and bought it for me. So she came back, and she's like, here you go, honey. I thought you might like this. Thanks, Mom. It was a great gift. Speaking of that game, listener Salvador sent in a boxed copy of Star Wars Rogue Squadron for the N64. So in that massive collection of wonderful stuff I've been sent over the years, Rogue Squadron is here. Oh, crap. Almost dropped it. Almost dropped it. There we go. Don't want to break my web camera because I won't have one for tonight's show, where I will be on camera. Gave that one a thank you. Yeah, in the box is right. It's a cool one. And it even has one of those acrylic shells on the outside for it. Collector case. So I've considered getting myself a mint wrapped in plastic copy of GoldenEye for fun. I don't want to resell it. I don't want to do anything with it. What I really want to do is break some collector's heart. I want to get a mint copy of GoldenEye. I want to rip the outer plastic off myself again, since I haven't done it in almost 20 years. And then I want to hand it to Pierce Brosnan and get it signed. That's what I want to do with it. I'm like, it's never been touched by human hands outside of the factory, outside of the box, which is signed by Pierce Brosnan. I think that'd be pretty damn cool. It's also on my bucket list to get Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill to each sign a copy of one of the Stealing Solos. And for Frankenfisher, I'm not holding out on anything, but you know. Just the mere, I don't know. Her and I share a birthday. It's close enough. It's like having an autograph. That would be acceptable. Thank you, Gunner. I'm glad you approve of my trolling methods. A majority, I'd say Dash Rendar is cooler than all of the Dave Filoni characters. And I don't even dislike Ahsoka. But Dash Rendar was the right idea. Instead of trying to invent a new hokey Jedi with more superpowers, they just invented a cool smuggler character that had ties to Star Wars, because if every story you follow features a super character, very few stories feel super. It's like another one where the girl lifts a planet. Whatever. Let's see. Luke was hot shit in the original Star Wars, which is why they let him fly an X-Wing. It suggests he knows better. Yeah. Like they say, you got quite the reputation or whatever. And then even Biggs is like, Luke is the best bush pilot in the Outer Rim territories. You'll do all right. And in the original deleted scene, which I think is now in the special edition, they talk about knowing your father or something and being a great pilot. So they were tying that in early. That's what I always talk about with Rey. It's not about disliking that movie. It's that it's poorly written. Like Luke Skywalker, to make The Force Awakens and A New Hope similar, it would be like if Darth Vader was beaten by Luke Skywalker after Obi-Wan Kenobi sacrificed himself. You'd be like, why? That's what that movie is. And everybody overlooks that kind of stuff because it makes them feel good. Oh, the nostalgia, the hype, my childhood. That's great. But, you're doing yourself a disservice by accepting something garbage. Your childhood wasn't built on garbage. It was built on like legitimately good stuff. Like think of all the people who were cooking in the 80s. Spielberg, Lucas, Zemeckis, Tobe Hooper, John Carpenter, Richard Donner. Those are just directors. Think of all the great shows like Transformers and G.I. Joe. Let's just keep moving into the 90s too so I can X-Men, Batman. There's a certain window of people that grew up with legitimately great stuff all the time. Of course, there was crap, but more, I'd say in the 90s, there was pretty good was the majority of it. Great was the exception, but the absolute garbage really wasn't outweighed by the pretty good to good. Some might consider the Spider-Man cartoon great. Some people might consider it mid, but no matter what your opinion is, it's still better than a lot of shit that was ever made. Nathan, I need to get those figures. I was going to get Prince Shizor and Dash Rendar. Because what I've been digging is, not necessarily the Black Series prices, but I really like this Black Series Han Solo quite a bit. And I got, usually stands like this pointing at people, but I got like the rest of the crew somewhere in my office over on a different shelf. But I was thinking, Dash Rendar and Han Solo are buddies. That'd look cool on a shelf together. I have Empire Han in a box somewhere. You know what I was thinking too, folks, for one of the earlier Jeff's Toy Stories that's going to be for the members and patrons and stuff? I think I'm going to do Pee Wee Herman. I think that'll be my first one. I got a lot of stories to talk about with the Pee Wee Herman figure. Maybe I'll write a kid's book. Oh, I just had an idea for something. Hold on. Let me write this down. Because that's where, like, Blockbuster shit comes from. Okay, cool. There we are. Not going to share it. I'll just put it in stores and get a Netflix deal. Yeah, even He-Man had legit writers. I think Paul Dini wrote for He-Man. People just took stuff seriously. It wasn't used as a stepping stone to get elsewhere. Like comic books used to be the destination. Now they're not. For me, it is a vehicle to tell a story in the most complete way I can with what resources I have access to. Do I want to make movies? Absolutely. Nick and I have a short we're working on. But I love comics because I can tell you that full story with sound effects and actors and sets and everything. Just need my imagination and the cost of printing. One thing I do ask too, folks, please, when you get your books, tag us on Twitter, tag us anywhere on social media. Make a little video if you want to say, hey, it's here. I'm so excited. But if you do, it'll let other people know that it's time to get Stealing Solo too. My conservative goal is to remove as many of this book as the original. And then we would be sold out. And if you haven't read the original, I still have the original printing, the proper printing that goes with this cover. So if you really are like, man, I want to read this book. I just found your channel and I like it, but it's a sequel. Now the original's there. And there's a bonus pack too, where you can get both books shipped together. And if you're in the United States and you really are excited by what I do, I'll ship it to you for free on orders over $50. US only. Sorry, folks, literally could not afford to do it for international because I would be losing money on every order. But thank you to Gunner for being a longtime fan, but also too for understanding some of that stuff. What I'd like to do is get myself in an international distribution chain since I have the physical product here and it's ready to go. But I think we could sell through it before that could happen. So we'll just have to get another printing of Stealing Solo in the future. Because remember, the first book technically has two printings. It has the Fandom Menace edition and it has the original one. I'm going to write a sarcastic one. Nah, is that mean? Is To Whom It May Concern mean? No, I'm going to write it in my own way. To Whom It May Concern. Thank you, Jeff Hicks. There we go. That's more my style. Am I planning on streaming that Han Solo blockies? Yes, I am. The Han Solo blocky is currently on a shelf right here, though. So I will. So what I'm doing, folks, and since I have you here, we're going to do something, maybe Fridays or Saturday nights. Don't know exactly when. Can't promise it's going to be a weekly thing, but it's going to be called the Midnight Model Stream. And on the East Coast at midnight, if I'm up, I'm just going to turn on a camera like this. Maybe I'll get it set up a little higher. And I'll build a model here on camera for you guys. And we'll talk just like this. Oh, you have the new Django Fett. I like that figure. See, the Black Series figures have reached a level of quality where they're not worth $30, but for that $24 price tag, I felt like I was getting something premium, meaning the sculpt was good, the paint was good. It looked like it was supposed to look like. I understand that people want more bells and whistles, and I do too. I talked about it in the video, but this looks like Harrison Ford from the side way better than it does up close. But it looks like Harrison Ford. It's got the right body proportions. It looks like it's supposed to from the movie. And if that's underwhelming to somebody, that's literally all I buy shit for. It's just got to look like it's supposed to. So, here we go. Oh, let's steal Solo. It was fun, too. In this new book, there's a flashback as told by Mark Hamill. And I got to redraw a couple scenes from a different perspective on a much smaller scale. It was really funny to see it playing out like that on screen for everybody. Or on the panel. There we go. Putting these bad boys back in the case. We officially have enough books signed for everybody. So, but we're not going away just yet. We'll go away in a few minutes because it is already noon. Damn. All right. Well, I have editing work to do for a video that'll probably come out tomorrow now because let's be honest, folks. Everything's important and you got to take care of every element of everything. So with the channel, the videos are important, but so are the streams and so are these hangout streams where it's just like, hey, let's chill. It's like if we were at a shop, the comic shop, and you came up to the table and we started talking about toy videos and books and all kinds of fun stuff. This is for a reminder. This is for me to remind you too, folks, like come out to stores, come out to these shows that I do. We're doing more stuff around the world. We're taking it even bigger. And like I said, this book is official. We have UPCs. So we're no longer just independent creations. We're going out in the store. This is, I'll be honest, the paper quality is better than what you're going to find in the store. So that plug aside, let's talk about a few things. No, I will not be going on camera right now because I haven't shaved yet. So I got to stay world class. Right now, I got a coffee, a little bit left, and we're going to hang out with you guys for a few more minutes. So anything you guys want to ask me, let me know. We used to end Good Morning Pop Culture with let's ask Jeff 5 questions or whatever you want to call it. So that's officially what this segment of the show is. Oh, Enrique, you haven't failed me. You got to remember, shit for kids is different than shit for kids when we were kids. Bright, colorful stuff is everywhere. We had it too. It just was drawn by hand and looked a lot cooler. Thank you, Jettison Guy. Sharpies are a squiggly medium, but they're fun to draw in. Oh, am I missing anything? No, we did it all. It's so weird. Like I'm at a point where these are not easy to produce, but they're automated. From cover to cover, I know what I'm doing. So I'm happy with that. And this stream went smooth too. You guys are great. I don't really know what else to add. Let's see, a Kessel run. Desh Rendar versus, I think Han Solo is going to win every time. That's my favorite. Have I listened to the Death Troopers audiobook yet? I have not. Let's make this a little fun. So some of the audiobooks that I have been listening to, I'm finishing up Homie Don't Play That, which is the story of In Living Color. So, good. That survey came in from the listener. Thank you. You know who you are. I will never say your name on air, but thank you. All right, so this is my Audible. I have Audible. You have Audible. I was listening to the preview for Dungeon Crawler Carl because everybody tells me how great that book is, so I'm going to give it a shot. But audiobooks in my library currently, I have Homie Don't Play That, Stephen King, It. I bought a book called Pimp because I was listening to a Dave Chappelle skit, and he talked about what it's like to be in Hollywood. He's like, it's like this book called Pimp, and he tells a story about it. So I looked up the book, and I got it on Audible because I needed to... I basically always want to learn why things are the way they are. So if I'm going to talk to you guys about shit, I'm not just making it up. I also have Batman Resurrection, Jack, the Outlaw Story of Grand Theft Auto. That was great. The Black Hat... Under the Black Hat by J.R. Jim Ross. Star Wars Dark Force Rising, Heir to the Empire, Slash and Grab, Horror of the 80s, Seafire, the James Bond novel, The Godfather podcast. I have some business books that might not interest you. I Want My MTV, The Twilight Zone Companion, Marvel's The Untold Story, Alien 3, Last Action Hero, Mustache Shenanigans, like tons of them, like tons of books that are about the stuff you guys like. Blues Brothers, 10 Cent Plague. It's just stuff to make the channel more world-class. That's really what the audiobooks are right now. But I'll definitely get through more of the Star Wars ones, especially if they have the audio drama where they have the sound effects and the music. That's kind of addictive to get into. What's better, the B-Wing or the V-Wing? I'll go B-Wing. V-Wing's cool in Rogue Squadron. It's fun to play, but I like the B-Wing shape. Oddly enough, I've never owned a B-Wing toy ever. Let's see. What do we got next? Wait for Halloween time. Oh, it's got sounds. Hell yeah. Shadows of the Empire is a better story than the game Star Wars Outlaws. Yeah, Shadows of the Empire is awesome. They put effort into that. It was a movie with everything but a movie. The book, the soundtrack, the toy line, the video game. I had just gotten into Star Wars in end of 95. 96 is really what I call my Star Wars year. So I'm a 30-year fan at this point. But back then, man, everything was about Shadows of the Empire. And it was cool. I liked it because it had characters that I already liked, like Luke and Chewbacca and Princess Leia. And it had them in a new story. So it wasn't like trying to sell me episode 1. It was literally something I recognized. But while other kids were really into the Shadows of the Empire toy line, I was really into just the original movie figures. You know, New Hope Han, all those. Really just New Hope characters in general. That was my go-to. But dude, they were awesome. I'll have to check those out, Jettison Guy. I love the Alien story. I also have the Halo... What's the big Halo book that everybody recommends you read? Where is it at in here? Oh, yeah, The Fall of Reach. I have that. I also have one that you guys sent me as a joke, and I told you I would review it, and I couldn't finish it. Star Wars, The Last Jedi. One of you fine folks sent me this. I listened while I built a desk, and I turned it off. It's very different from the movie, but it still sucks. So... you're going to lose either way. That's all I can tell you. So, we're going to close it at the 2 hour and 30 second mark. So, 2 hour 30 minute mark. We're well past 2 hours 30 seconds. But as we're closing things up again, folks, thank you as always. These are a blast. I hope you have as much fun hanging out here as I do, signing books, talking with you guys, bullshitting as usual in the world-class way. Right here on screen, we have the QR code, which is featuring the direct link to the website. So if you just scan in that QR code, I'm going to test it out right now on the handy-dandy WCBS phone. I almost said WCBS flip phone. I should get one of those. They sucked back in the day. But anyway, folks, you can scan the QR code. It'll take you to stealingsolo.com. I have confirmation that it works. And then the website's been updated too. So check it out. It's optimized for mobile as well as desktop. So I keep everything in mind. And if you're on mobile and you tap this little thing, you can get the entire catalog. I'm sorry how unprofessional this is right now, but we're just doing it as we close out. But there's Home, there's Stealing Solo, Woke Busters, the catalog, shirts and apparel, and YouTube. YouTube will bring you to the channel directly. Stealing Solo will take you to the Stealing Solo section where you can find the bundle pack, which features both books. That's how you can save on shipping. We have the book and the both covers. So when you click on Stealing Solo, you can go in, you can pick cover A, you can pick cover B. They're optimized because we are world class. The original is available as well. So if you're really curious about the thing that started this all off, get yourself a copy. We also have the art print signed by most people. It's in the description. And we have the Fandom Menace edition as well. That is very limited, but it does come with stuff like, it doesn't necessarily come with the sticker, but it comes with other accoutrements that I have from the old Fandom Menace campaign. So this is the last one of these, but I have like this set. I was really, like, personally, of all the stuff, this was one of my favorite covers. It's an homage to the old Avengers #4. So I love old comic covers, but it was a fun thing to draw. I thought it turned out great. All of our likenesses looked solid, and we had a lot of fun with the Fandom Menace stuff. I know a lot of people look back on it as a group of whatever. It was an exciting time in my life. Is it past? Yes. Can it come back? I mean, I'd like to reconvene and reassemble with everybody. You'll see me at some of these shows coming up too. But, the world fell apart during the pandemic. It'd be nice if we put a Band-Aid on everything and, brought it back. But also, folks, this is why we can keep this show without NordVPN and all this other stuff like Surfshark. We keep it independently produced, but that doesn't mean the quality of the product is anything lesser. And if you're curious and you want to wear something, Shirts and Apparel takes you right to our website. You can get the Woke Busters shirt. You can get the Stealing Solo mugs. You can get the Woke Busters mug. Hell, we even have a Good Morning Pop Culture mug. So it's a little old school, but it's cool. But if you're feeling so much inclined to wear this cool stuff, well, you know what to do this summer. You can get yourself a Woke Busters shirt. You can even get a Zack Snyder is BS shirt in the style of Justice League. So if you want to make fun of that kindly, That's the best way to do it. But folks, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back next time with more. And by next time, I mean in a couple of hours. We'll be on the air tonight at 8:35 as always. So be on the lookout for that. Final question of the day. Do I think The Mandalorian and Grogu will make less than Solo? So I'm going to tell you a little bit of that now and make you wait for the video that's going to drop early next week. The hype for this movie is non-existent. I think this movie will not only underperform compared to Solo. Well, hold on. Let me look at the numbers. Solo made what? $390. In 2018, though, other movies were making in the billions. Highest grossing film of 2025. Okay. We got to look at not the Chinese one. But in 2025, globally speaking, the highest movies, Zootopia 2 was number one for an American release. Now, Zootopia 1 is a beloved film that appeals to a lot of people for some personal reason. Like, I think there's like a political underscore or there's like a furry connection. I don't like it. I don't like kids' movies. Sorry. But I'm looking at all these big budget movies and what made a bunch. And a lot of the ones that are based on IPs either made a bunch of money because they were beloved and people have been anticipating them, or it's a newer IP like Minecraft is coming out for the first time, or the live action How to Train Your Dragon. F1 made $628 million and Superman made $615 million. I do not expect The Mandalorian and Grogu to outgrow Superman. I just don't expect it to make that much money. Now, will it make $394? Well, let me go write a script and really look at it properly so I can give you guys a world-class take. But I don't think the movie's going to be a hit whatsoever. I think Disney is setting itself up for a failure. And it really couldn't happen to a nicer company. Let's be completely honest, folks. Disney hasn't been world-class in quite some time, unlike that gentleman right there. So I don't think that The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be a big hit. You can feel when people are talking about a movie. Mario was talked about. Other things were talked about, even by adults. And so apathy and silence is the death knell for The Mandalorian and Grogu. And so if we get an underwhelming movie that feels like a kid's cartoon or an episode of the show, everyone's going to be waiting for it at home because you've been conditioned to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu at home. There's no urgency, there's no scarcity, and there's no damn reason to run your ass out there. However, I will bite the bullet and I will go see the movie and I will have a full report for you guys next week. Next week's podcast will be the Mandalorian and Grogu episode. I don't know if Nick or Dion or anybody else is going to see it, but I won't not have a show with them. But I'm going to take the focus and the lead on that episode and I'm going to tell you guys what the movie is about. So, Gunnar, thank you very much, man, for all the support, for all the years of support. Thank you to everybody who continues to make WCBS operate and run. I will be back at 8:35 tonight, but I'm going to go have some lunch, take a breather because I've been talking for 2.5 hours and I need some water. So until then, folks, be smart, be safe, be cool, but importantly, always be excellent to each other.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.